More people who have a STEM degree. Surrey or Saskatoon? I'm going to assume Surrey, there will be a lot of healthcare. And in Saskatoon, a much higher percentage of like oil, gas, and agriculture, I would expect. Wrong! Also, I just realized when I said oil and gas, in my head, I was like, that's not STEM. But obviously, that's STEM. For some reason, I was like, you'd go to oil school to get a to get a degree that it allows you to work in oil and gas. You think they play the video of them at the mud factory where they got no shirts on? Yeah. Queens engineers making concrete canoes. Concrete canoes, so probably. They love, dude. I mean, you went to Queens. Is the culture the same where if you talk to an engineer for 5 seconds, there's a 98% chance they bring up how their graduating class solved the grease pole during their frosh week? They fucking love to talk about how they climbed that grease pole, bro. First we had all the big guys on the bottom and we tried to make like a human pyramid and send smaller people up. And then we decided we were going to do it a little differently and we were going to use like the heaviest people as ballast. And then it's a bonding exercise. What's a grease pole? It's like a 30-foot tall pole covered in grease. And it's like in a pit of mud. And they take all the first-year engineering students out there. And all they have to do is get someone to grab the flag on the top of the grease pole. I'm also realizing it might not be 30 feet, because as soon as I said 30 feet, everyone went, 30 feet? It's I don't know, I'm going to say 5 average individuals tall. I remember being told how they dump horse guts in the grease pole pit and guys had to wear condoms in the 80s. It was so foul. No doubt they were bullshitting, but it's believable. I don't think they love to talk like that. I don't think they were dumping animal corpses in the grease pit. And people had to wear condoms. It actually is 30 feet? Wait. I'm a genius, bro. They were. I don't think they were dumping animal corpses into the grease pit, man. They knew about like germ theory and shit like that. Those are victims then. Those are victims, man. What about the condoms part? Well, I assume they didn't want to catch like a disease. That's why they shouldn't have been in the pit to begin with, to be honest. That's how frats work. It's not a frat. It's a class of Queens Engineering, 1987. I don't think. Like how would they? I'm just trying to imagine the dean of the engineering school, the engineering department at Queens, being like, one last thing. Sorry, honey, I'm going to be late tonight. I forgot to order the horse guts to dump in the grease pit to give all of our engineering students like some kind of communicable disease. Like. It just doesn't, just think about it for a second. It doesn't make any sense. Where were they getting horse guts and why would they dump them into the pit and get everybody insanely sick? It sounds like they would get so sick from just, because I've seen them in the grease pit, they're getting mud like all over their faces and stuff, man. No, I don't buy it. That being said, my roommate did, to become a frosh leader, like a leader of orientation week, at the end of your first year, you apply and then you do like a little audition to see if you've got the right kind of school spirit to lead freshmen in the grease pit. And two of my friends did the audition together. And what they did was chug an entire bottle of maple syrup. And what's so fucked up is that one of them it's not even a job, it's like a volunteer position. One of them got a volunteer position and the other one didn't. So he chugged all the syrup for no reason. And he was throwing up for like 2 hours in the bathroom. I have to imagine throwing up maple syrup probably feels pretty bad. A chief frec in 1984, wait, I gotta read this. Orders the inclusion of urine, vomit, cow heads, animal guts, and rotten tomatoes in the grease pole pit. 25 students are taken to hospital as a result. Okay, so can I say something? That sounds like one guy got over his skis and poisoned 25 people. The way that the engineer was relaying the story to the chatter, it sounded like on an institutional level, there was a tradition of poisoning everybody in the grease pit. That guy is insane. That guy's obviously crazy. I'm sure, because, listen, I was alive for part of the 80s. I was like 1.5. at the end of it. But still, I was alive for the 90s. It wasn't like there was an instant culture shift in the 80s. They were like, only 25 people went to the hospital? Double the horse guts, right? Like they were still like trying to make sure kids didn't just fucking like get diseases and die in their first year of university. I know the 80s, because if you're, one thing I've learned from reading your comments on the internet is that if you're like 21 years old, you think that everybody on earth was on cocaine all of the time for the entire 1980s. Anything that happened in the 1980s, every comment is like, well, there was lots of cocaine back then. I'm just thinking there's probably more people doing cocaine now because of the dark web and stuff like that, if I had to guess. I mean, you guys are all on ketamine. When did that start? And then at no point do people go, oh, well, actually, there's one very specific scenario where people blame ketamine these days. But for the most part, they don't do that. There's one very, very specific situation where people go, I think we can probably attribute that one to the ketamine, but apparently it's bigger than ever. Drug usage is at an all-time high right now. Thank you, Fent123. Perfect example of nominative determinism right there. I appreciate that. Okay, wait. Let me take a peep at this Queen's Journal article here. I got my ass beat. He added that the unsavory things like throwing frozen tomatoes at Frosch or putting rotten food in the pit have been dealt with extensively. He added, stating that the Engineering Society holds a safety and risk assessment meeting about the grease pole every year, and the water is freshly poured by the Department of Health and Safety before students can enter. So they've gone woke. They've gone damn woke with clean water, and you can't hit people with frozen fruit anymore. We're dealing with the attitudes of the Frex. We're trying to make them more accessible. They can't be yelling at Frosch nonstop. But the Frosch yelled at us. When we were Frosch, we got yelled at. We can't perpetuate the cycle of hazing by then yelling at next year's Frosch when we're Frex. We can't even tell them to sizzle like bacon and get on the floor and go tss. You can't do anything anymore, man. ArtSci used to have this thing where they'd put people in the dark and make them crawl through rotten food, cold pasta, fish heads, and cat food. One year, the transition manual for Chief Freck had where to get a cow's head as a heading. The Chief Freck transition manual suggested other Frecks vomit and urinate into the pit before filling it with assorted animal guts to assure that the grease pole wasn't too tame. They were just giving people horrible zoonotic diseases, man. The world used to be a fun place. You're right. They made a guy. Is this real? Because your name makes me think it's not real. But they made a guy at my school hike up a mountain. Then they beat him with cactuses and he died. Then they banned hazing. They beat him. I mean, that's a horrible story. They made him climb a mountain and then beat him to death with cactuses. That's not. I'll go ahead and say it. That's not okay. It was me. Me and Celine Song and Elon Musk were all in the pit together, and then like we'd be like, oh, every once in a while, like a fucking like cow's head would float by with its tongue sticking out. Oh shit! That actually happened at UC Riverside. You made him climb a mountain, and they beat him to death with cactuses. Oh, I'll say that's not okay. Here they tied a guy to the train tracks. He died from a heart attack when he heard a train come. The track was not connected to the actual train tracks. Oh my God, that's fucking horrible, bro. They made him think he was gonna die, and then he died because he got so scared that he was gonna die. But you know that the people who tied him up were like rip, and we shouldn't have done that. But we would have been bonded forever over that, man. We would have joked about that for years. It is the type of shit, if they did it on Jackass, I would be like, that was awesome. Think about all the Michelob Ultras afterwards. Don't do that to me. That's the worst thing of all. Are you telling me that college students are drinking Michelob Ultras? A beer that's not even the cheapest beer that's available, but then also is advertised as being low carbohydrate and tastes like absolute shit is the other thing, as many people are mentioning right now. You can't be drinking Michelob. I mean, you're going to drink whatever, but like you can't be wasting your money on Michelob Ultra in college, man. You should drink whatever's cheapest that's not, I mean, it's all poison, but like that's not like the kind of poison that kills you now instead of later. Do you know about the Danish hazing ritual? If an unmarried man turns 30, we blast him with cinnamon from a fire extinguisher. Hazy Danish cinnamon? Hazy cinnamon Danish. That sounds good as fuck, bro. I'm hungry. I think I could have hit the word order a little bit better, but sounds tasty, bro. It sounds like some shit you get at Small Victories. How do you get the cinnamon in there? I assume you just buy one like preloaded at like the Hazing store or whatever. 25 is cinnamon. We use black pepper at 30. So it just keeps getting... What the hell do you use at 35, man? Carolina Reaper. Male bonding with a little propose to your girlfriend motivation powder? What a shot. Sell it next to the horse guts. Yes, dude. I mean, this hazing stuff, like, I mean, there's a trade-off with everything. Some people get sick and maybe even die. Yeah. But like a couple of dudes became really good friends for like 4 years and then never spoke again. So like, I just don't like that you guys are acting like it's all bad. You hesitate to see the bigger picture. Top 63%, huh? Have you heard the John Hamm hazing story? Hazed ham. That sounds fucking good, man. That sounds pretty fucking good. With the cinnamon Danish on the side. He lit the dude's penis on fire, right? Didn't he lit his cock on fire? Or let's maybe phrase it a little more indelicately. He lit him on fire via the penis. He was beaten with a paddle, dragged around a room by his genitals, and had his pants set on fire, of which John Hamm was the ringleader. Okay, but that's obviously really bad. But at first I was stun-locked because I dead-ass thought that said Mark Sanchez. And I was like, is he using that as his excuse in his defense? Because I know Mark Sanchez had that thing with the with the truck driver, right? Hello, Luca. This one's for those ice-cold Michelle Pfeiffer, the white gold. This one's for the good girls, them hood girls, straight masterpieces, styling, flying, living it up in the city. Got the Saint Laurent with the Chucks on. I gotta kiss myself, I'm so pretty. It's too hot, hot darn. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. Too hot. I'm too hot. Say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot. Girls hit your hallelujahs. Girls hit your hallelujahs. Girls hit your hallelujahs. Cause Uptown Funk gonna give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk gonna give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk gonna give it to you. Saturday night and we're in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Yeah, I do. That song comes up a lot on the Peloton. Like a lot.